around COVID-19 and the effects that it's having on our state and the effort. That's correct. We have to come back.
Hello everyone, welcome to another award-winning edition of the Locker Room Chat, and we are pleased to be joined in studio tonight by a talented couple. We have with us Angela Phillips Wright and her husband Dominique Wright.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you all for being here and coming in and joining us. Yes, we're live here at the BBB Communications Studio, located in Oak Ridge at the historic Grove Center. So thank you everyone for tuning in. And as I mentioned, we have a talented couple here with us tonight, and pleased to have them here. Both of y'all with successful careers in college and now professionally. Angela, many people out there know you, a local girl from Oak Ridge. And,
That's right.
I know your family, your mom and your brothers and cousins, your grandfather used to play a little basketball. He was our coach
Right.
back in the late 70s, and TM Construction.
That's right. That's right.
Hello to Ted out there who's watching, and also your grandmother as well. Knew her, so
Yes.
but we have a really good show here tonight. Phone lines are open for your questions or comments. If you'd like to call in, we would appreciate that. My co-hosts are not here tonight, so
Take care of that.
they must have been busy. Didn't hear back from them today, so I think we can handle it.
I
can't we?
think so.
Right.
We'll fill in for them.
That's right. So, Angela, we'll start with you first. Local girl from Oak Ridge, graduated in 2003. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So as you said, I grew up in East Tennessee. Grew up playing basketball since the age of 4, always trying to keep up with my older brothers, and just got really serious about basketball at a young age. Knew I wanted to be a Division I starting point guard in the SEC, and thankfully I had a family that really supported that. I had wonderful coaches along the way, and God really blessed me by giving me the opportunity to do some wonderful things with basketball. I went on to play at the University of Kentucky, where I was starting point guard, and then on to Indiana State, where I was also starting point guard for the remaining 2 years of my college basketball career.
Right, and I also remember you playing for Clinton Middle School back in the day. And
shout out to Coach Lisa Watson, one of my favorite coaches of all time.
What's going on, Coach?
right, certainly, and I went to school with Lisa, so good friends, and she was a good coach as well, as you mentioned.
And great person.
Right, great person as well, but always when you left to go to Oak Ridge, I was a little disappointed. As a big Clinton fan, y'all had a great group of girls on that team, and I know a couple of y'all went to Oak Ridge, the late great Brittany Frazier,
Right.
as well, and but y'all were pretty successful as Lady Wildcats too.
We were, and I know that was really hard for a lot of Clinton fans to digest and take in, and it wasn't an easy decision, but it was a decision that we made as a family. And I'm thankful for the way that it turned out, because I feel like I was exposed to, a kind of a different culture at Oak Ridge. As much as I loved Clinton and the people at Clinton and my teammates, I really was able to take it up a notch through Coach Jill Pruden. She was absolutely amazing, and we were afforded some special opportunities, such as playing in the Nike tournament in Phoenix and doing some really special things that allowed me to reach my goal of playing in the SEC. It really prepared me for the next level.
Right, and I know you have some Oak Ridge blood in you growing up
Yes.
with your mom and your aunts and uncles.
The first team I ever remember rooting for was actually Oak Ridge Wildcats. So we grew up going to the Oak Ridge football games, and so I had that Wildcat blood in me from a very young age. So I always kind of had both sides in me, and still to this day, I fully support Oak Ridge and I fully support Clinton. Alicia Brown Phillips, coach of Clinton, she's one of my best friends. I absolutely support her. I think she's a wonderful coach, and we want to see both programs do good, and we want to help all kids in this area.
Right.
Right, I know your mom went to Oak Ridge. You mentioned early in her elementary days,
Right.
So we can forgive you.
Okay,
We're
thank you.
Clinton fans.
I appreciate that.
Didn't realize that at the time, but
Yes.
But I remember seeing you. I think it might have been last summer at the Don W. Locker Gymnasium, Clinton High School. We had Camp
sir.
Daniel.
Yes, sir.
He was, as you mentioned, Coach Alicia Phillips, Lady Dragon coach. He was there with your camp. If you could just talk about the Camp Daniel.
Okay.
Well, the whole reason why Camp Daniel even came about was because of Angela's brother. He died as an infant from Down syndrome, and that was something that was close to our heart. Obviously, a lot of people ask us, to host camps. When are we going to do something, to get the community involved? And obviously, basketball is something that's been extremely important in my life as well as Angela. But it would be an empty experience for us if it was only basketball. So we decided to do Camp Daniel for special needs children, families, and that is something that we found has made a great impact, for these kids and families. And it's been a great way for us to give back. So it's a wonderful experience.
And I've found that it has been a great bridge for the Clinton and Oak Ridge communities, because we had Clinton Middle School cheerleaders and Jefferson cheerleaders, and we had, coaches from Oak Ridge and coaches from Clinton and players from both teams coming together all for the great cause of, pouring into our special needs community. So it's really been such a beautiful blessing for us.
Right. With the pandemic, COVID-19 virus currently still with us, is there any plans to have the Camp Daniel this summer?
We sure hope so. We're praying for that. We ask you guys to pray for that as well. It's such a special thing for this community, for the special needs, not just for the participants of the camp, it's basketball and cheer, but for their families to get to see them, receive awards, and get out there and play, and for the volunteers to get to experience that as well. So we found that it impacts the community in such a great way that we really pray that by the time end of July comes rolling around, that we'll be able to have our third annual Camp Daniel.
Right. So I know y'all are involved in a lot of other activities as well, and we'll talk about them here coming up in a little bit. But let's go back to your high school days. Coach Jill Pruden, as you mentioned earlier, she was sort of like the Pat Summitt of high school girls basketball.
It's a great way to describe her.
Let's talk about your playing days with her and what type of coach she was.
Well, the funny thing is he has been on the receiving end of what Coach Pruden did for me, because, over the past 6 years, I've been training him, and I feel like I've been Coach Pruden for him. She was such an intense, passionate coach. Not only did she know the game of basketball so well, but she was so determined to help you reach your goals and to help the team get to its highest level. I really got better as a person and as a player under her. She always pushed me. But that started when I was a little girl going to her basketball camps. And her basketball camps were so intense compared to most of the camps that I would go to. And so I would run over and, I would want to be first in line, and I would always want to impress Coach Pruden. And still to this day, I told him, she was working out with us in the gym a couple of summers ago. at a local gym here, and I was doing squats, and I said, I can feel her behind me. I wanted my form to be perfect because she's somebody you really just want to raise the bar for and really perform at your best.
Right, she really pushed y'all, I guess, a lot.
Yes.
And now she's pushing me the same way.
Dominique, I know you're currently playing overseas.
Yes, sir.
In Qatar.
Well, we were in Qatar for the previous 5 seasons, and then this year we were in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
So we were about an hour outside of Dubai.
Yes.
So we've been in that region of the Middle East for the last 6 years.
Okay, I know you're currently playing. You played at Marquette, and we'll
Yes, sir.
touch on that here in a little bit. But I saw an interesting story with the COVID-19. Y'all were over in Abu Dhabi, and the league got canceled. And then I saw where y'all bought plane tickets, and before you could use them, they had shut down the airport.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a really unfortunate situation, and leagues were being canceled, around the world. Starting with the NBA, then going on to March Madness, and then leagues all over Europe, and then it eventually hit the Middle East. So the league did a temporary suspension, and the thing about it was President Trump, he had issued a statement saying if any Americans are abroad, then you need to make arrangements to get home as soon as possible. But the thing about it was we couldn't come home right away because if I would have left, it would have been a breach of contract. So that was a very tough situation. So we had to wait for the league to officially announce that it had been canceled, which was several days later. And once they did that, we were scrambling around, trying to make sure that the team got us flights home immediately. And once we got to the airport, long story short, there was a problem with our exit visas. And it was a matter of it being in their system. We had taken care of everything we needed to, but in their system, they said that something was wrong. So once we got all that squared away, the last flight to the United States, and actually the last flight that left the airport had already left. So that meant that we were left stranded.
Because after that, they shut down the airport completely.
Right. So it was a extremely tough situation.
So y'all were there with you. Y'all have 2 young kids.
Yep.
Yes.
The family was there.
Yes, Jency and Jet were with us, and my daughter Jency, she's 5, so she knew what was going on, and she was desperate to get home. She absolutely loves, her grandparents and being around her friends here, and she was devastated that we weren't able to get home. But thankfully, the great people of East Tennessee played such a role in helping us. I had made a status on Facebook saying, hey, does anybody have contact with the governor in Tennessee? I was just going to kind of reach out and see if anybody might be able to help us. And I think over 100 people shared the status, and it kind of went viral, I guess, in a way. And we had contact with the governor's office and Congress, and you name it, people were helping us. Brad
Senator.
Jones here, the senators in Tennessee.
Wow.
It was really amazing. And what was it, 5 days later, maybe a week later, they text us and said, hey, we've got a flight for you guys. Can you get to the airport in 4 hours?
Wow, that was great. It's awesome, just the community,
Yes.
local community.
We were really honored and humbled that people would, be working on our behalf, because not only did they share the Facebook status, but they went beyond that to call these, offices and, say, hey, can you help get our friends home? And so we were really touched by that and forever thankful.
And one of the most amazing thing about it, most of the people who were, reaching out, trying to help us out were parents of the kids who had attended Camp Daniel.
Yes.
Just to see that they were vouching for us and,
That meant a lot.
Yeah, putting forth so much effort to help us out. It was really a blessing.
Angela, was you there with your children watching Dominique? I mean, were y'all there? I mean, just during the course of his season?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's in the contract.
Yeah.
That's in the contract. I made sure the team knows wherever we go, even if we're doing any traveling, my family's always with me. So that's pretty awesome.
Right, yeah.
So the family's always with me. They're always by my side, cheering me on. So
That's something that's very important to us is
Right.
family first. You know, whatever it is that we do, whether it be our basketball training or our basketball ministry, we do it as a team, and you know, our kids are a part of it. So, yeah, we were there cheering them on all season and have been since the beginning.
That's a beautiful place. I've heard of it. Obviously, haven't been there, but I've seen some pictures, and it's just beautiful with the buildings and just.
Yes. In the words of my 5-year-old daughter, it's the fanciest
Amazing.
place on earth.
Right.
yeah, our daughter, she was actually born in Qatar.
Correct.
So she's seen quite a lot. You know, she's seen all kinds of different cultures, and it's been great for her upbringing. You know, just to be able to be exposed to all these different type of things. That's been an education for her in itself.
Right, and also saw where I think someone offered y'all a plane trip home for like $250,000. So,
Yeah, they're like, no, you know, no problem. We can get you guys in, you know, out of there and into New York. I'm like, okay, great. It'll just be $250,000.
Kind of hurt my pride a little bit.
yeah,
I told him, I said, if we did have that, we wouldn't be spending it on a flight home. So, yeah.
we're glad y'all made it back
Thank you.
safely.
We're going to sit still here in East Tennessee for a while. We're not
Yes.
going anywhere anytime soon.
That's right.
So the league will not be starting up anytime soon.
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
Maybe next year.
Maybe. We'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
things are just so much different now.
Right.
So, you know, especially with my family. You know, that's one of the things that, you know, it's unfortunate that basketball stopped, but, you know, my family's first. So to make sure that they're safe at all times, you know, that's the most important thing.
Exactly. Well, we're going to take our first break. We're on with Angela and Dominique Wright. We'll be right back here shortly. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-through for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
At OEB, we know lives have changed. Parents have become teachers, and our homes are now our offices. The roads may seem empty, but people are still driving and still working. And when they get injured because someone else was careless, they know they can still depend on us. We are OEB Law, and the one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to helping people right here at home. We're just a phone call away. 865-546-1111. OEB Law.
Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman knows safe and reliable transportation is essential right now. Whether you need service or to replace your current vehicle, we're ready to help. Our building is sanitized to keep our customers as safe as possible. Plus, we're offering pickup and delivery service during the crisis. Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman, Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Award for customer satisfaction. This month, all Outback, Forester, Ascent, Legacy, and Impreza models have available 0% financing with no payments for 90 days.
Tennessee Barnes & Buildings in Jacksboro has all your storage building needs. At Tennessee Barnes & Buildings, you can pick out your building, then custom design it how you want it, and then have it delivered. Our friendly staff will help you with all your design needs. Are you worried about financing? Well, at Tennessee Barnes & Buildings, there's no credit check, so no one is turned down. Plus, you can rent to own your own building. Tennessee Barnes & Buildings in Jacksboro says come on down for your next building. Or call 423-449-8139.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
need.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Chat. We're on with our guest, Angela Phillips Wright, and her husband, Dominique Wright, and we're pleased to have them here. Just all their travels and activities they have going on, it's really amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're really happy to be here.
And Dominique, I'd like to talk to you for a little bit now about your playing career. As we mentioned earlier before the break, you're playing overseas over in Abu Dhabi.
Yes, sir.
In the United Arab Emirates.
Yep, you got it right. That's good. That's hard for most people.
You've been playing overseas for how long?
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years, okay.
Yep. I'm getting old.
Don't show his age.
How was that? How was your experiences over there? I wrote some of the countries down that you played in: Turkey, Bulgaria, Greece, Serbia, and
Italy and France.
Okay.
By far, the best experience overseas has been my best experience with basketball. Period. My entire career was proposing to my wife, and that happened in the Italian slam dunk contest. So I flew home without her knowing. I got the ring, and then she flew back with me to Italy. I did a slam dunk contest. I threw it up, let it bounce, took it between my legs, and I dunked it. And I told one of my teammates, I said, if I make this dunk, I want you to run, I want you to grab Angela and just drag her onto the court. So thank God I made the dunk, and my teammate ran and grabbed her, brought her on the court, and I got on one knee and asked her to marry me.
That's awesome.
So I'm a lucky guy. Yes, sir.
So how did y'all meet?
Through a mutual basketball friend.
Yeah.
Was that when you're in college?
Right after
Right.
college.
And, you know, she went to Indiana State, and I'm an Indiana boy, so, you know, that's how it all
So you
came
grew up
together.
in Indiana?
Yeah, so we can't go without mentioning that, you know, being from
That's
Indiana.
the hotbed of college basketball.
He tries to say that that's the ultimate basketball state,
Yeah.
so we argue about
Come on.
that a bit.
Come on.
All right, well, it looks like we have a call coming in. Let's see if we can get it to answer. Welcome, caller. You're on the Locker Room Chat.
Hello?
Hello, who do we have with us?
This is Jeffrey. Speak to Dominique. Hey, hey, Dominique.
What's going on, Jeffrey? I know this voice, and I know this
Hey,
guy.
I'm watching you on YouTube.
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, he actually attends Calvary Baptist
Yeah.
Church.
Oh, awesome.
This is Calvary family, so we go to
Yeah.
Calvary Baptist in Oak Ridge, and
Yeah, I'm watching you now on YouTube. What you talking about here? The sports?
it's good to hear your voice, Jeffrey.
Huh?
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
I see you breaking up. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, Dominique.
Hey, buddy.
This is Jeffrey.
I got you, Jeffrey. You got something you want to ask us?
You have a question for Dominique or Angela?
Yeah, Dominique.
Okay, I'm listening to you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm watching y'all on YouTube live.
Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching it,
Yeah,
and we
this
can't
my
wait.
church
We
member.
can't wait to
You
see
go
you.
Calvary Baptist with me.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Angela.
Thank you for calling in, Jeffrey.
Okay, you're welcome.
Love you, buddy.
Still, get back watching y'all.
Thank you. So it's always great. I mean, our Calvary family has been awesome. That's right down the street from here, and they've been so supportive to us. So to hear Jeffrey, and not even being able to attend church, so to know that we got our church family watching is
Yeah,
pretty,
that's awesome.
pretty cool.
Right, okay, let's go back. You mentioned you're from Indiana, and where did you play high school ball at?
So I'm from Richmond, Indiana, which is right on the border of Indiana and Ohio. You know, basketball in Indiana is very storied. I had a lot of success during high school. I was runner-up to Mr. Basketball. I was an Indiana All-Star, and you know, just through playing and playing well enough by God's grace, I got a scholarship to attend Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, looks like we have another call coming in. Go ahead, caller. You're on with Dominique and Angela Wright.
Yeah, Miss Wright, do you know who this is?
Coach LeFew.
Oh my goodness,
Coach
what's
LeFew.
going on?
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Not much. What are you up to?
I learned about these two talented individuals up here. This couple, amazing what they're doing. Did you used to coach?
Yeah, Angela and I go way back, probably about 9 years old or something like that.
So, Coach, do you remember when I had a broken arm and you guys wrapped my cast in toilet paper so I could still play?
Toilet paper.
I think my arm was like this big around with the cast and the toilet paper.
Did you hear that, Dwayne?
What's that? I couldn't hear it.
I said, do you remember when I had broken my arm and I had a cast on and you guys wrapped it in toilet paper so I could still play so no one knew there was a cast?
Hell, there's always a way.
Well, I know Dwayne's very competitive, so that doesn't surprise me.
That's right. It's great hearing your voice.
You too, honey. Say Mom and Dad hello for me.
All
Mr.
right.
Wright, you got a good one there.
Big love to your family.
Thank you for calling
Big
in.
love to you too, sweetie.
Thank you for calling in, Dwayne.
All right. All right. Talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Wow, the lines are blowing up.
Phone lines are lighting up. Let's take another call. Go ahead, caller. This is Coach Watson. Go ahead, Coach Watson.
Hey, you guys.
I love you.
Hey, I had to call in and give my people a shout out. Angela and Nick, I just want to say how proud I am of both of you for the work you're doing, not just in basketball, and your passion, but for your Lord. I love that. I got to share a story on Angela, though.
Oh, no.
Way back in the day, in her middle school days, which was a pleasure to coach her, by the way. I have to say, I've never came across a player that had a work ethic like she did. I'm not kidding. This chick would call me on Christmas Eve, Coach, why are we not practicing? I'm like, Angela, it's Christmas Eve. Take a break. But I remember one time she came up to me and asked me, and I don't know if she had invited somebody to come over to spend the night, and they told her no. I don't know what prompted this question. But she came and said, Coach Watson, why won't anybody spend the night with me? And which was an exaggeration because people spend the night with her all the time. But I said, Angela, it's probably because you make them get up and run with you that big old hill beside your house at 6 o'clock in the morning.
This is true. If
She
they
was like,
came over,
this
they
is
had to
her-
work
her
out.
response to that. She said, well, Coach, then they don't need to question why they're not getting to play.
This is in middle school.
In
right?
middle school.
But that just describes the work ethic of her, and I got the opportunity to go. I got the opportunity to go watch her play in Kentucky, and I got there early because I went with her mom. And her mom, we got there early before anybody was in the gym. The only people that were there was some custodians that worked in the gym. And they knew her by name because they called her their little gym rat. And I just thought, yeah, that's Angela. But I do want to do a shout out for them and promote them in their little basketball training, individual and personal training. If you have an opportunity to get a chance to work with these two, they will help you tremendously. I would say go for it.
That means so much to us, so much, and I hope you know how much of an impact, not just in basketball, that you made on me, but my faith journey, my faith in Jesus, which has carried me through everything. I'm forever grateful, and I couldn't possibly love you any more than I love you.
Love you all. Good luck to you. Good talking to you, John.
You too, Lisa. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
That was Coach Lisa
Bye-bye.
Watson, assistant coach, Clinton Lady Dragons, and Lisa's a great person. She wears her faith on her sleeve, and I'm sure you probably experienced that during your playing days at Clinton Middle School.
Yeah, she actually is the one who helped me to become comfortable to pray out loud, because before every practice, before every game, she would have someone on the team take turns of praying out loud. And so that's made such a big impact on me, because all over the world, we've been able to, whenever we feel led to pray for people, we stop at that moment and pray for them out loud. And I think it's really made such an impact on people, and I take that back all the way to Lisa helping me feel comfortable with that.
Coach Watson, she mentioned the faith-based training program. Just talk about that. Let's talk about that. And
well, it's something that we never saw ourselves doing. First of all, we play basketball so much. It's like, okay, when the ball stops bouncing, we're going to get as far away from it as we possibly can. But that's just not what God had in store for us. And again, she mentions prayer. Since we have been training these kids, which has been awesome, we always start every training session in prayer. And we want the kids to know, basketball is important. Yes, we enjoy it. We play it, and it's a big part of our lives, but it's not everything. The most important thing is Jesus Christ. So we try to use our training as a platform for ministry. And, we've been training kids from ages 5 on up, with my professional background and Angela playing at some of the highest levels collegiately. We have so much knowledge and wisdom about the game, and we want to share that, but we always remind ourselves, as well as the kids' parents, as well as the kids, that it would be an empty experience for us if the only thing that we were to give them was basketball. Mm-hmm. We want to share life experiences. We want to know about the kids' interests and hobbies. And more importantly, we want to share our faith. Our prayer is always that when people come in contact with us, that they don't see us, they see Jesus Christ. So that's what it's all about for us. So it's Nick and Ann's training, and it's Christian oriented. We play praise and worship music as we're working out, and it's just a really awesome experience.
I commend y'all both for that, and
thank you.
Just tell everybody out there how they can find you. They have a young child that wants some basketball training.
Yeah, easy to find on Facebook at Angela Phillips Wright, or you can email us at info@nickandang.com.
We also have a phone line that you can reach. It's 865-919-1541.
Kind of the interesting thing right now is that we are training kids outside.
Right.
And I grew up, thankfully, my parents, as I said, they're so supportive. They built me basically a half court when I was around middle school. And so that's where I always did all my training. Well, when it came time for him to, when we became married and we're about to go overseas together, we thought about, okay, where could he train? And we said, we can train in the backyard the same way I did.
Yep.
And so for the past 6 years, I've been training him on our, what we call our home court. And now, you know, people have been asking us for the past few years to train their kids, and you know, we would kind of make excuses saying, well, we don't have a facility, you know, we don't have time, this or that. But really, we feel obligated now because we have this wonderful space out back that in this pandemic, it's the safest place you can be outside, and so many kids are not getting to play their AAU season, or they're not being able to get into the gym. And for us to be able to open our backyard and bring them in and have them to work really hard and to get better during this time when they wouldn't really have any other opportunities, it's kind of like God saying, hello, thank you for finally doing this.
And it's awesome. I mean, especially for me, I get to work alongside this beautiful lady, and we get to tag team. So the kids, they're getting 2 trainers at once, you know, and we're both giving the children our input, and it's really an atmosphere for, you know, not only the kids to get better, but also us to get better. You know, these kids are working extremely hard, and, you know, it's pretty inspiring for us, and it's fulfilling also, wouldn't you say?
It is very, you know, just the other day there was a girl who came to work out with us, and she struggled with a couple of the drills. Well, later that night, her dad sent a video where she had gone home and she had used chalk to draw out a ladder, and she was practicing those drills that she was struggling with, and she had her 2 balls and she was dribbling, and we just looked at each other like almost with a tear in our eye and said, this is amazing, you know, that she would go home, we would inspire her to go home and to do that extra training. So it's really opened up a whole new world for us that we didn't even know that was in our heart that we desired. We're really excited about what the future holds and pouring into this community.
So you are located outside of Clinton, between Clinton and Oak Ridge?
That's right.
So how many kids currently do you have in the training?
So we've only started within the past couple of weeks, and we were already around 15, I think.
Yeah, 15 to 20 kids right now. So
yeah, just being able to start due to the virus.
Right. You know, word of mouth is starting to spread, and you know, I think kids are already starting to get better. You know, after 1 or 2 training sessions, they're already seeing improvement. You know, and I feel like that's how we want it to be. You know, after kids get done with the session, which you know, individual workout is an hour, group workout is an hour, which you can obviously do more if you want to. But you know, when the kids leave and they know that they got better, you know, that's just an awesome feeling. You know, when you're putting that type of work in.
Yes, and they want to come back and train again.
Right.
I think that's been really fulfilling for us too. They're not just coming one time. You know, they want to come over and over again. So.
I mean, it's fun, it's intense.
He's the fun coach. I'm a little bit more of the tougher coach, would you say?
I mean, that's a no-brainer right there.
Have them running some hills?
We do. We have them running hill sprints. Yes, sir.
We do. We got a lot of equipment out there that, you know, kids are wearing parachutes, running, and, you know, just running all around the yard, running up the hill, down the hill.
We're doing speed and agility training as
Exactly.
well.
Wow.
Coach David Scott, you know, he did a lot of speed and agility and conditioning training with me from the time I was in 8th grade. We would meet at Blankenship or at Oak Ridge High School at 5 in the morning. And there was a small group of us who really wanted to get better, and he did some amazing training with us, and we're carrying a lot of that over, you know, just what we've learned over the years with him being a pro for 10 years. You know, we've been blessed to play at some of the highest levels and receive some of the highest training, and so we're implementing that with all the kids.
Right, Coach David Scott, the new coach, boys basketball coach at Cofield High School.
They are blessed to have him. I can't wait to go see what he does with that program.
Looks like we have another call. Let's go ahead and take this call. Go ahead, caller. You're on with Angela and Dominique Wright.
Hello, guys. This is Bruce Googe.
Hey, Bruce, sing us a song.
Love you, brother Bruce.
Hey, I just wanted to call in and say that these guys are the real deal, spiritually and their abilities at the sport of basketball. We signed our grandson up to be trained by them, and he absolutely loves it. He is just fallen in love with your work ethics, and we're just hoping that that will continue to bleed off on him, and that he will continue to work hard at the game that he really loves as well. And I just want to let the people know that out there that are listening that if they have any reserves about contacting these guys, I promise you, you won't find anybody that will treat your kids with better respect than these two will.
Thank you so much, Bruce. That means the world to us. We were actually talking about you. We trained his grandson today, and Neek was teaching him a move where
guys, it's a privilege to be able to talk to you. The sound is not real good on my end for some reason, but anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to you guys and let the people out there know that you guys will do everything you can to help train their kids. And we love you at Calvary Baptist Church. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That means the world to us. As I was saying today, we were training Bruce's grandson, which those of you who don't know Bruce Gooch, he used to be a referee, okay? And he was teaching his grandson a move today, and he's kind of pushing off a little, and I said, Bruce is going to be upset if we're teaching him how to push off, because he used to be a ref, and he used to call push off on me. But I love you so much anyway, Bruce. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot to us.
It does. Bruce, I love you so much. Thank you for everything, and you're a great example of a man for me to learn so much from. So thank you for sharing that, and you guys are raising a fine young man in Kane.
Well, thank you for calling in, Bruce, and we're going to go ahead and take another break. You're watching the Locker Room Chat with our guests Dominique and Angela Wright. We'll be right back.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
Tennessee Barns & Buildings in Jacksboro has all your storage building needs. At Tennessee Barns & Buildings, you can pick out your building, then custom design it how you want it, and then have it delivered. Our friendly staff will help you with all your design needs. Are you worried about financing? Well, at Tennessee Barns & Buildings, there's no credit check, so no one is turned down. Plus, you can rent to own your own building. Tennessee Barns & Buildings in Jacksboro says come on down for your next building. Or call 423-449-8139.
Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman knows safe and reliable transportation is essential right now. Whether you need service or to replace your current vehicle, we're ready to help. Our building is sanitized to keep our customers as safe as possible. Plus, we're offering pickup and delivery service during the crisis. Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman, Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Award for customer satisfaction. This month, all Outback, Forester, Ascent, Legacy, and Impreza models have available 0% financing with no payments for 90 days.
At OAB, we're committed to keeping you and your family safe. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your house to get legal help. Now you don't have to. We can handle almost every aspect of your case electronically. Call 546-1111.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-thru for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Chat. we're on with Dominique and Angela Wright. We're glad to have them here with us, and let's just jump right back in. Dominique, we was left off with your playing career in high school. You went on to Marquette University. You were named Freshman of the Year in 2006. I think set a freshman record at Marquette for most points scored your freshman year.
Freshman year, I beat out Doc Rivers, the coach of the Los Angeles Clippers now.
Right.
You know, who won all the championships with Boston Celtics, and you know, he's a great player, a great player and a great coach.
I remember he played against Tennessee one year in the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Dale Ellis, and I think Tennessee ended up winning by like 1 or 2 points. I remember Doc Rivers playing for Marquette. Certainly a great player. You also went on, I think your sophomore year, you were first team All-Big East and honorable mention All-American in the Associated Press.
Is that right? You know, I had some success in college. You know, Big East Rookie of the Year, that was a big deal for me. I was pretty upset that I didn't win Mr. Basketball in high school. It went to a guy by the name of Luke Zeller, who's a great guy and a great Christian. So he's an awesome person, but I was still upset that I had lost that to him. So I was coming into my freshman year really wanting to make a statement, especially going into the Big East. You know, that was Marquette's first year entering into the Big East, which I feel is the toughest conference in the nation, you know, at least then. And I just went in and I wanted to go in with the edge, and I had plenty of motivation and, you know, played well enough to achieve all Big East honors as well as Big East Rookie of the Year. So that was pretty awesome.
You went on to be the 4th career leading scorer for Marquette, 2nd in assists, I believe, and 4th in steals. So quite a career.
You want to repeat that for her?
Angela wasn't not too shabby either.
No, I know how good he is. He is actually, and I'm not just saying this because he's my husband, he's my favorite player to watch. And I think that's because he plays with such intensity in his defense. You know, I think that a lot of people are so focused on offense, and his defense is really amazing. I've always said that he can guard Steph Curry. So if anybody out there, can make that happen, I've always said I would love to see him guard Steph Curry because his defense is outstanding.
I hope Steph ain't watching this.
Who's some of the players, some of the best players you've played against?
Well, I had my teammate, Jimmy Butler. You know, Jimmy's down in Miami now. He wasn't as good then as he is now, or else we'd probably have a national championship ring on our finger. Wesley Matthews, who's with the Milwaukee Bucks now. I was actually an All-American, Nike All-American with Kevin Durant, Kevin Love. I mean, there's so many players out there. And now that I'm up there in age, now, you know, some of the guys who are at the top of the league, you know, those are the guys that I play with. Lou Williams was in the top of our class, who's also a player with the Los Angeles Clippers. The list goes on and on. So I was very fortunate to play with or against a lot of those top guys in the NBA.
What about Ron Slay? You ever play against him?
No, I hadn't, but I heard a lot of stories about him.
We played some overseas.
Right. Yep. And then, you know, Chris Lofton, a great Tennessee shooter. My rookie season, I played in Turkey, in Mersin in Turkey, and that's where he played. So the year that he left, the next year I came right in. So I heard a lot of stories about him, and he's had a great overseas career as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got another call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the locker room chat.
Hey, it's Alicia. I just wanted to say hey.
Hey, Coach Phillips. How you doing, Coach Phillips? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, I'm doing good. I just wanted to say hey to Angela and Dominic, and we're just so thankful to have them back in town. And, you know, they live literally like a half a mile from our house, and I drive by their house every day, and I see them outside working with kids and, you know, just helping our youth. And it's just so exciting to see that happen here in our hometown. And I just know that it's just going to be such a blessing for our kids, and for them, I know that this is their calling and they love it. So I'm just super excited to have them back and to see what they're doing.
Thank you so much, Alicia. That really means so much to us. And, you've been so supportive, helping us hold Camp Daniel at Clinton, and, just seeing your work ethic and the way that you pour into those girls at Clinton, and it pour into the community, and it's inspiring for us to see. And we're so glad that we get to do life with your family. We get to do ministry with you guys, and we love you guys dearly. Thank you so much for that.
Give Dale a big hug and kiss for me.
We love you. Thank you, guys.
Love you.
Thank you for calling in, Coach Lisa Phillips, head coach of the Lady Dragons. She's doing a great job there at Clinton. She took the Lady Dragons to the regional tournament twice in the last 3 years, and previously they hadn't been there since 2010, I believe.
Right.
So,
and she was a great player also.
Right, an outstanding player at Clinton. She's in the record books there, and I think all-time leading scorer at Clinton High School.
I would say so.
So, did you play against her in high school?
I think maybe her freshman year. I was a senior, possibly. We kind of grew up as, not that I was a big sister to her, but I was good friends with her brother, Anthony, who I absolutely adored. Such a fun guy, very great athlete as well. And so she was always kind of like, I always wanted to kind of look out for her, and I wanted to be a role model for her. And now she and I are, such close friends. Our family are close friends. Our daughters are the same age and best friends. And so it's really funny the way God has kind of brought our lives back together. As she said, we live maybe 30 seconds from each other. Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. They're a great family, and Clinton is very blessed to have her as a coach.
Certainly. And Dominique, going back to you, when you was at Marquette, what team success did y'all experience? Did y'all ever play in the big dance?
We played in the big dance every year. That's something to hang our hat on.
Probably watched you play or pulled against you. It just depends on who I picked in my bracket, but might have pulled for you. I don't know, but
yeah, we actually had a game in the regular season against Tennessee. And we lost. We got cheated.
Was that at Knoxville?
I believe so. Yes, it was, and it was a close game. And Tennessee ended up pulling out in the end. Got a couple fortunate calls, but it was a tough game. But as far as this team success, we
that was Bruce Pearl's.
Bruce Pearl, exactly.
That's some good teams.
Yes, sir. And we went on to the second round a couple of times, but we just couldn't get over that hump, to make it deeper into the tournament. But it was a great experience.
You ever had any interest in coaching?
We get asked that a lot.
We just.
I know you're doing a lot of that now with your training.
Right. I mean, as of right now, the training is where we're at, and we just want to be good stewards. We want to be good stewards over what God has put us over right now, and just give our best in that, and then we'll see what's next.
Okay, Angela, let's go back to you here a little bit. Let's talk about, I know y'all have the right talent group.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about that.
So I grew up kind of into modeling, and my parents kind of just supported whatever it was that I wanted to do, and I loved doing modeling as a little girl. And in college, I kind of got back into that a little bit with some of the ads and commercials for basketball. And after college, I had some offers to do some modeling, and I ended up really enjoying it. Had some really great success. It's actually where he saw me in Greece. He actually saw me on a billboard.
Yeah, I did.
And then so many people were asking me, how do I get my child into modeling and acting? How do I get into it? And so we started the Right Talent Group years ago, actually in Doha, Qatar. And we help other people, find the safest and the most effective way into modeling and acting, because there's a lot of people who want to get into it, but there's also a lot of kind of scammy type of stuff out there, and so we try to help families navigate through that the best possible way to get their child into modeling and acting.
And also, you dabble a little bit in the movies. Adam Sandler.
Basketball has taken us to some amazing places. I got a call one time saying that Adam Sandler needed someone who could play basketball very well. And I was submitted for the role, and the next thing I know, we are in.
She put it in the contract that if she comes, then I will have to come too. And I had just got back from France.
Yes.
It was literally a couple of days after the season had ended. I got back home and
I woke him up and said, hey, you want to go to South Africa to be in a movie for Adam Sandler? And so I was, Bella Thorne, who's a big time actress now, I was her body double for basketball. So I was the basketball stunt double. So there's a scene in Blended. Adam Sandler loves basketball. And so he always throws basketball into his movies. And so I did the basketball scene with him. He was in the director's chair. Adam Sandler was such a cool guy.
He's awesome. He's really awesome. I mean, he's a sports fanatic.
Is he as funny off the air as he is on?
And
yes.
Extremely down to earth too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very personable. And funny story is, she had the nerve to talk smack to Adam Sandler. I mean, she passed him the ball and he shot. She was like, brick. I'm like, don't do that.
He's over there.
Right away. But he just laughed it off, and
might get his golf club out.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore, right?
Yeah.
And she ended up getting the ball, and sure enough, her first shot, it was swish. So it was like, she was showing out. It was a really good time.
It was a fun experience, yes.
So you also have appeared in some videos I saw with Ice Cube and Young Rock and Gorilla Zoe.
Way back.
Wow.
Is that way back in the day?
Yeah, way back in the day. Wow, you really did your homework, okay? You really did your homework. We actually got to do...
Can you still see those on the YouTube?
No, absolutely not. Those are gone, I hope. Is my face red, anyone? We actually did a movie in India. Yep. It was a basketball movie. It was called Half Girlfriend. It was kind of like the Love and Basketball of India. And once again, they needed basketball stunt doubles because the main characters were supposed to be basketball players, but they weren't excellent at basketball. And so they had us come in, and we were able to be in a movie together, bring our daughter to India, and that was such an amazing experience.
So y'all pretty much do everything together, right? That's great that you put him in the contract, and
that's right. We always
and vice versa. So
we believe
awesome.
that marriage is ministry, and so we just really want to support families and show families that God's design is the best, and it's fun together too.
Right, exactly, and. Haven't really talked much about your college basketball career, but you had a really good career 2 years at Kentucky. I saw where you started every game,
yes,
I
sir.
believe, there as a freshman and sophomore. 2 years there, then you transferred to Indiana State. Did you ever meet Larry Bird?
I didn't. Every day that I would go into the gym, I would pass his statue, though. So that's as close as I got to Larry Bird.
I had never watched her play. I had never seen her play, although I knew she played at these great colleges. And then one day, all of a sudden, we were just going through old boxes, and sure enough, I find a DVD, one DVD, and it said Marquette versus Indiana State. So I pop it in. And, it's the girls playing against each other. And obviously, I recognize the girls on the Marquette team. And then I see this little point guard just taking off, flying down the court, layups, and just flying past our girls. And it was my wife. So I was pretty excited. The first time I saw her play, it was on DVD against my alma mater. And she was killing. So.
Yeah, but I think we lost that game by 1 point. So hopefully we got rid of that DVD.
She was playing at Indiana State.
Right.
While you was at Marquette.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So that's really awesome. But y'all didn't know each other.
We didn't know each other then.
So we was that close. And that's the thing. I'm like, we always say we wish we'd have married each other sooner. But God's will. It ended up happening. So we're happy about that.
Right. And God does great things, and
He does.
I just want to commend y'all for what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Just the training and working with the kids, plus the faith base, and teaching them about God, and just combining the two. It don't get no better than that.
Thank you, and thank you for what you do. I mean, the way that you have been so committed to sports in East Tennessee for so long, you know, we appreciate that. That's so needed for the youth and for our community. So thank you for what you do, and thank you so much for letting us be a part of this.
Yeah, we would love to come back and hang out with you another time.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that, Angela.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Well, you've been watching the Locker Room Chat. I hope you enjoyed the show, and thanks for everyone for calling in, and also thank you for Angela and Dominique coming in. So we'll see you next week here on the Locker Room Chat.
Thanks for watching.